What's good? Yo, AETH ZEX. AETH ZEX. It's my live channel. What's up? Today we're gonna have something of another reacts of a topic that I've been really to actually wanted to really discuss. I was actually scrolling on YouTube, not gonna lie, and I seen this video pop up, and I really thought it was actually something that can have my perspective on per se, and actually have like a certain type of intake that's probably unique, because I've been seeing people from different generations and different, especially Gen Z generation. I feel like the internet and online dating and stuff like is hectic because and this video kind of made me a little bit like, what the f is watching? So I decided to react with you guys together to probably see what's going on with this video. So let's see what they really talking about, because honestly I got two sides of opinion, but let's see what the videos really mean.
Get ready with me to break up with my boyfriend of 4 years.
Gen Z is
Hold on, I wasn't ready. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. This is not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. This is not funny whatsoever. Breakup is not funny. It should never be funny. I'm in a little goofy mood. I ain't gonna lie, chat. I'm in a little goofy mood. I'm a little jokester. You know what I'm saying? It's late at night. I gotta get some giggles out. Hold on. Okay, we locked. Okay.
Get ready with me to break up with my boyfriend
It's not funny. I don't know why this is funny. I
of
gotta
4
stop.
years.
What the title said? Groom? What is the abbreviation of these abbreviations nowadays, bro? Like, what the got going on? What they got going on? Groom? Something like that. I don't know. Sure. Oh, I'm muted.
Boyfriend of 4 years.
Gen Z is fucking cooked. If you hop on TikTok, there's constant videos telling you to whore yourself out, go sleep with as many people as possible. And we've seen the Coldplay video where, I know, they're old people.
Nah, that one was insane. I ain't gonna lie. That one was like literally insane. Like, as a CEO getting caught like that. But it's not our generation. It's like Gen X or some shit.
And you can tell that even though they got caught cheating, there's a representation of how Gen Z sees everything. It's a joke. It's a meme. It's something funny.
I can't even disagree, because I just laugh at the woman. I feel like a bad human being now. I feel like a bad human being now. I feel like I'm getting called out because I just laughed at the lady. It was not funny, but I don't know why. Just crying on camera, like, you sat there, you cried on camera to somebody that you don't know, to a bunch of people you don't know. Is it for sympathy? Oh, my fault. Is it for sympathy? Because it feels like it's for sympathy. Is it for like people to like try to cuddle you? Is it for? It could be all types for attention and stuff like that. Like, I ain't gonna know. I ain't gonna lie.
Someone's life was ruined. You think about the kids, their life has completely changed. This is all bad. And nonetheless, it is just a joke. Gen Z is cooked.
If you're in your 20s, go hook up with that person you shouldn't be hooking up with.
Whoa. Whoa. Hold on. All right, let me sit here and actually let her explain.
Being in your 20s is messy. Now is the time to give into the urges and desires so that later on you're not resenting yourself or somebody else for it. Am I being an enabler? Sure, but your 20s is about learning crisis management and your 30s is for crisis prevention.
So, my perspective is, if you don't have no discipline, people feel like it's so weird, bro, because like, why would you you know what I'm saying? I personally believe like the energy that you have sexual relations with, that was weird. Something just knocked off. But if you have sexual relations with set per se people and those types of people. You know, I'm a person believer of energy always gets attached to you regardless, because you're basically gonna use yourself like a porn star or a corn star. I'm sorry, I'm on YouTube, but you're basically gonna use yourself like a dope film star, and you using yourself is probably not even gonna build more confidence later in life. You're probably gonna have a lot of regrets, more sleeping with people that you know that you shouldn't have slept with, then regretting and be like, I wish I would have did that person, because that just shows a lack of discipline. This right, and she's an attractive woman, but physically on the outside, but on the inside, insecurities. Some people don't have discipline. Some people need to find God. You need to find God. No cap. I feel like since people see everybody else doing something, they will be like, oh, you gotta go do this and you gotta go do that, so I won't be alone because I did that type of stuff and I doing this type of things. And people say this is wrong. Well, why is it wrong? Why can I never be like this or be like that or just be me? Basically feel like they're always restricted for something because they lack self-discipline and they want to feel that primal urge to get that certain type of reassurance and basically power in their lives without understanding there's a reason for said discipline, you know. But so you stay on.
Million views, 400,000 likes, and people agree with this. And that's a big problem because it obviously represents a shift in how people are choosing to value relationships. It's not something about long-term investments, but I am going to act based on my instinctual desires and not worry about long-term consequences.
You know, I wonder, this is a very, Gen Z is probably one of the most interesting generations that I would want to see what would happen to them in their 30s. What type of videos, and everybody right now in their 20s or in their mid 20s, late 20s, what would happen when they're 35, 40? Like, what would be the mind shift from this to that? Would they be like, I wish I would have never did this type of stuff? Or would it be like, and I already did this type of stuff, or would it get worse? I'm pretty interested in how the future holds. And not only I'm interested, it's kind of scary because they're also influencing the younger generation. So are we gonna have a lot of no PDFs? You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna get really weird. It's gonna get really weird for the future.
And here's the thing, okay? You can be sluts, you can be whores, you can do whatever you want. I am not one to say, but at the same
however, some stuff, hey, you know what? None of my business. But it's not respectable in the future because you all will have to make a living somehow, unless the living of situations and things change. The government's still closed down. Unless, you know, stuff change, it's going to be very difficult for these men and women to actually build genuine relationships with one another, because they will feel like everybody in their atmosphere is a bunch of liars and cheaters, because that's the media that they consume. And watch what you consume too. So the music, the media, who you follow, what you read on a daily basis, it all plays a part. It plays such a great part in, you know, what do you really do? And it's so interesting because I'm like, what do those people who are being humble on themselves, and this is just a small minority. A lot of people that people see on this is a small minority, but they brainwash people to think it's the mass majority. It's really not. You know, I recommend going outside and genuinely meet people who's not per se always talking about or being on the internet, because their brain operates a little different if you want a genuine relationship. But to each their own.
Time, it's very obvious
We
that
also grew up on
at the search age, we're confused, we're young, we don't know what we want with our lives, and there's this outside pressure in rap music and a bunch of media and videos telling you that the way to have control over your own body is to show more of your body. It's to give your body to other people because you're the one making the decision to give up your body. But at the same time, you lose control because they're actively tangling the idea that the carrot on the stick, it's the good thing, it's the right action because
it's so interesting because it's like more more of the bad thing when we make it try. They think it's math, like a negative divided by, well, is it a negative divided by a negative equals a positive? Like, you're just adding more negatives into your plate. You're not gonna do nothing but add more demons. I'm sorry, you're gonna add more demons. Duh.
It makes you feel good. Why would you not want to feel good? it's kind of obvious. It's a trap.
Because too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
It's a lie.
I'm so tired of taking B, playing B. This nigga won't stop nothing.
Brother. Hey, watch out for the heartless, bro. Watch out for the heartless. Hey, I'm not the messenger, but watch out for the heartless. Hey, I'm just a little whisper. Watch out for the heartless. They all come in different sizes, no matter how beautiful the outside of the certain type of outlook that they have. No matter bad, hey, test the spirit before you even.
Soon I had his baby. He gon' say I drive him crazy.
There is a bunch of shit music out there that will literally lower your IQ. And the same thing applies to the videos you choose to consume. There's this assumption that what I put into my body is solely focused on just food, but you should have the same level of selectivity with your thoughts, your ideas. And this is a big problem because everyone views cheating as a bad thing, and they don't understand that the betrayal part is bad.
You know what's so crazy? I feel like we're gonna go into like a whole whirlwind where it's like cheating is gonna be like it's gonna be like cool in the next 10 years. Don't quote me on this, but hey, don't say I didn't say nothing. Cheating's gonna be like the thing, like if you don't cheat, you're a square.
But more importantly, how do you prevent it from happening? Very obviously, communication. Cheaters are fundamentally pussies because they're unable to communicate what they're actually feeling. So their route of escape is cheating or doing very bad things, right? But everything lies in terms of communication because, reminder, a relationship is just an agreement between you and another person. And once you stop talking, everything falls apart. Communication is extremely important, and people who choose not to communicate are the biggest cowards there are.
Get ready with me to break up with my boyfriend of 4 years.
Facts. He's spitting facts. It is facts. If you don't have a great communication in a relationship, it's going to be vastly difficult to try to maintenance your relationships, whether it's friendships or romantic relationships or even family relationships, any type of relationships, even relationships with your pets. How that being said, I would also like to add on, I feel like people who sit down there and they're not there to grow, and their mindset is not willing to grow with said person, instead of trying to have their own ideas of what they want that other person to be, messes up a lot of stuff. Because a lot of people will love to have power in everything that they do, their relationships, their success, etc., etc. But without just existing and letting life be and just experiencing the relationship, and not saying you be okay with like what abuse or stuff, obviously, but trying to just learn. It's not enough learning and try to grow better as people. We're trying to mold ourselves to our own identity, but we don't know everything. You know, we're not God, so we don't know everything. So instead of letting God lead us and just experiencing, we're trying to basically be dictators of our not only our lives, but on everybody else's life because it needs to fit our agenda. And really, that's where a lot of people have narcissism. Like a lot of people, most people have narcissism, and it's okay. I'm not trying to like dictate your humans, but it's always good to have something to follow to back on, because we're not perfect. We're always evolving and growing. Some people make mistakes. Some people need to forgive.
I've always known this day would come. I just never really knew when I would.
What do you mean? You I'm sorry. What do you mean you already know this day would come? What? And that's what I'm talking. That's the mindset that kind of. This is why I'm very choosy in relationships. You already pre-notated and had in your mind that your relationship was going to end, and you're crying and you're upset that the relationship ended. Let me hear her out first.
Actually have the courage to do it, and today is that day.
I will save you guys the boring 2-minute watch, but pretty much she broke up with her boyfriend of 4 years, and people are very upset about it because she has known that this day will come and has always been in her fucking mind. But she has been such a coward that she chose to not only waste her life, but the other person's life. She was stringing this person along for 2 fucking years. She wanted to break up with them, but didn't because she was just so afraid. And this is the problem. There's this...
You know what? That's her growing point. She's figuring out life. And she finally had the confidence to say, I want to end the relationship. I actually applaud her. Actually ended the relationship. Then some crazy shit happened. And she's like, I want to go back to my ex and all this, that, and the third. And basically playing the toxic role because she lacks the moral of feeling like what she's insecure about, not having the most attention of like our female male attention or whatever she's into, and it comes to a point where it's like, you get a bunch of people who are like that, who just like they are keep a relationship around, not per se that they enjoy the person, they just want it just because they can just say that they have a relationship and post TikToks and Instagram reels and stuff like that. It's pretty weird. That's pretty weird, but you can't really judge her on that because everybody's life and steps and goals, hey, it's a little different. But I digress. I did get mad at her. I ain't gonna lie. I did get mad at her because it was like you're premeditating your own breakup. So, but she was, because she was thinking about breaking up in the first place.
Perpetuation in society that you should always pick the easier option. You should listen to music, watch videos that doesn't actually challenge your thoughts and ideas, but constantly tell you and reaffirm you the things you want to hear. You should sleep with as many people as possible because obviously, why wouldn't you? It makes you feel good. And because people are so attuned,
that shows you that people need guidance. I don't care what generation it is. This shows you that there's a lot of lost people in the world, and they're all looking for guidance. Every single last person is looking for guidance, and they don't want to hear the hard parts yet. They want to take the easier route because it feeds their ego. Narcissism. People have narcissism.
To this instant gratification, it trickles down not to only the big problems people choose in their lives, like sleeping with people, but also the small things, the little decisions. Maybe when you're having an argument with someone, when you're understandably upset with them, maybe showing too much skin, you push it aside because you're so much of a coward, you're so much of a pussy, you don't want to have that argument, that conflict, that conversation. You'll save it for another day. And over time, it will slowly pile and pile and pile. And the most important thing with humans and the power of relationships is very simply communication. And we are losing that ability, even though, oh my God, Gen Z, we're the most connected, generation ever. But at the same time, no one is actually voicing their thoughts.
I digress. I feel like a lot of people are expressing their thoughts. I feel like there's not enough leaders, and there's a lot more small hubs of stuff. of people expressing their thoughts, and everybody have their subcategories of groups and stuff. And we're really not all on the same train, and that can be kind of scary because as all groups are, if nobody's on the same track, the group eventually gets demolished, and then there's nothing for nobody, and that's really scary.
Communication is extremely important for the health of a relationship, and people like to point and make judgments onto other people. And how I view relationships, at least for mine, is that it doesn't matter how people view it, because relationships are a one person and another person agreement. People like doing a lot of freaky stuff. They like doing a lot of freaky stuff. And there's nothing wrong with them doing it unless it hurts other people. There's nothing wrong with being a freakazoid, because if the other person in the relationship is okay with it.
Why did he put the video in there?
And that's all that matters. But there slowly is becoming this problem with social.
Okay. Okay. There's nothing wrong with being gay.
Media and Gen Z, where internet and the judgment of other people, and it slowly spirals into this problem of existing, having relationships just to please the eye of
I don't hate gay people. They're just not for me.
Society. The reason why relationships probably won't work long term with Gen Z is because of our upbringing. You're taught to always pick the easier answer, and you can't communicate. It's this big problem that I guarantee you has not reached its climax yet. And I'll be even more honest. I'm fucking lying to you. This entire video was a goddamn lie. And it sounds like I made a bunch of really good arguments, but I guarantee you, Gen Z will live a completely fine and normal life. You're just being overstimulated. You're being fed a lot of extreme ideas, and those are the only ones that actually pop up in the algorithm.
Humans may be one step closer to destroying the world, or at least that's what scientists behind the doomsday clock think.
Oh my God, the world is ending, they say every year. This is a big thing people don't realize with Gen Z titled videos. They always make random assumptions. They pick
Wait. What was the y'all remember the 100-second stuff at midnight? Like, what does that mean? I never knew what that mean. I still don't know what it mean. I seen it like early this year. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? It was insane, and then it just disappeared. I'm telling you, there's like a lot of propaganda bullshit that they're just slowly feeding people.
Random things and then create random correlations, and this is a very complex topic, right? But people don't seem to realize that every generation has a problem with the upcoming generation. Every single generation has a problem with every generation because they believe that change is what's going to actually ruin the future. But that has never happened, at least yet. And I want you to take this very seriously because technology is advancing.
No, them AI goonbots. Them AI goonbots. No cap. Hey, them AI goonbots. Boy. Them AI goonbots. Yo, y'all niggas are cooked. I'm not getting one because I love human interaction. I love actually having a live female, companion beside me. I love women. Not every woman, but women that are obviously my women. Cause I like people. I mess with people. But those lonely people, bro, that be having them goonbots. Hey, I don't know what they gonna do, man. Cause like pause, like no crazy stuff. Like imagine, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna look crazy, but hear me out. Imagine, right? Boy just going crazy. He enters headphone, going to town, going crazy automatically, and that motherfucker self-destruct. And you know what I'm saying? You self-destruct on that, you know what I'm saying? Or on a female, she self-destruct and driving in or whatever. Like, you're cooked. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you're dead. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of fatalities with them goonbots, no cap. Cause people gonna be overusing them mugs. Like, imagine like you in a weird position and everything, and that motherfucker just all of a sudden just power off or turn red. Like, what if it just turned sentient and just killed you? You're cooked. There's nothing you can do. You're not stronger than that bot. That motherfucker fell on you. You're cooked, buddy.
very
Goodbye.
rapidly, and it seems and pushes us into this unknown realm where our brains are just negatively attuned. But remember,
You're gonna see a lot of AI relationships. I swear, I'm gonna see a lot of AI relationships. It's already happening. I'm going to see a lot of AI relationships in the future. I'm just gonna stare. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not a racist. I'm not gonna say the hard C word. I'm just gonna look and stare.
people back in the day actually hated reading. Oh, reading? What the fuck? Reading's actually going to ruin our society because it's going to make people choose to not remember anymore. And the same argument is made all the way today when phones were being introduced. What? You can just Google anything. You don't have to remember phone numbers. It's going to ruin people's memory. But guess what? Every single new advancement, while seen and made arguments where it's a bad thing,
You know, we put phones there so people forget stuff regardless. We put phones, I have phones so we won't forget what was said and what was put because we have human error. But I digress.
actually helps us long term. And it's very easy to fall under this trap of viewing the world in such a negative manner. But the real reason why I have a complete twist at the end of this video is that, remember, the content you choose to consume heavily affects your life. The
I just said that.
ideas you choose to swallow heavily affects
just
your
said
future and life. And I guarantee you, you don't know what's best and bad for you.
Yo,
Be
that
careful
be
out there.
video.
Goodbye, motherfuckers.
Whoa. Did he just give me back shots? Yo. The fuck? What the fuck was that? I just got given back shots. Rose gooned out. What the fuck? Why was I giving back shots? I was gonna say Shadow Rambo, but what the fuck was the back shots for? That was unprovoked. Chill. I'm still gonna like, but hey, no more back shots, bro. No more back shots. Yo, what the fuck, bro? Yo, W video, but what the fuck was the back shots for? That was insane. I felt violated. The fuck.